We're starting today at the support of the blue SMA on the 180-day 4-hour chart here, which is where I've been thinking it would drop to all this time. That is a pretty major support, and it would take a lot of bearish momentum to break through that too far. It has jogged down below it just briefly, but you can see the MACD is very low, the RSI is very low. There's lots of reasons to think that it would bounce. So this orange line here signifies that support level. And I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a bounce that develops. Okay, there's a little bit of a bounce there. And I accidentally had my orders on 2. So I got in a short and two orders. I don't like to trade that many. So I canceled one. And here I'm getting into a long, and it's just one order. Okay, I'm in a long here, and I'm going to get out just under this gold line. That seems like a decent place. I lower my limit order as the line drops and the price action meets it. And I'm about to get executed here, and I did. That was my third trade, and here I'm getting in another long because it broke through it so decisively that I figured there's probably a little bit more momentum yet to be had. The MACD is kind of high, but it is still pretty much going straight up there. So I have a linked order here just to protect myself. The stop is 1 tick above where I got in, so I won't lose money on this trade. I'm hoping that it will go up to here before that happens, but I ended up getting stopped out. I dropped back down again. It's like, okay, that's fine. I don't know that it's going to drop very far, but I'm just trying to play it safe today. Okay, I went ahead and got in another long because it truly did hold up at that orange support line. And I have a linked order here. One will cancel the other. Trying to do it again, and I placed the stop order way down here below it, which would basically make me lose all my profits, and I might even lose a little bit more. I don't know the numbers here, but it was not a good trade, and I went ahead and just got out at a very small profit on that one. I think it was like $12.50. So I decided that was really not a good way to trade. The MACD is not looking good here. I mean, I do think it's going to go up, but I really didn't want to wade through a big loss in order to get that back. So I waited till it dropped down to the support. It actually went through the orange line just a little bit and dropped down to the gold SMA. And it looked like it was probably going to bounce at that point. So I did another long, and I have my linked orders all set at a pretty good place. I'm happy with this trade. The only thing I maybe did wrong was I didn't quite wait for the MACD to fully turn. It looked like it started to and then went back down again. That kind of psyched me into getting in. It was pretty high, so I probably could have seen that coming, but I wasn't too worried at this point either. Alrighty, and I guess I got out. I can't remember exactly why I got out there, but I didn't lose money on that one anyway. I think I just got out a little sooner. I could have held on because the MACD is just now turning. Okay, at this point I decided I've made 562 bucks. I think I could be done trading. This is really, really good. And it's not even 9 o'clock yet. But I kept hanging on because I actually have another trade open on another platform. And it's kind of dependent on what's going on here. So I wanted to just watch it because of this other trade and not trade on this one. So it's at a critical point right here. I'm kind of just trying to figure out what's happening, not really intending to trade. And it got pretty exciting here. It broke through that ceiling, and I kept thinking it was going to drop, but it just kept going up. It's like, wow, there is so much bullish momentum going on here. That I did a short. That makes a lot of sense, right? But you can see that it's actually peaked out here, and I have my very tight stops put in here. I do think it's probably going to drop down a little bit at this point. Didn't know quite how far. That would tell a lot. So I did one more short here, it fought it like all the way down. So I went ahead and just got out right here. And so that was like a $50 trade. It was hardly worth it. And just kept watching it. Didn't want to really go down. So here's a small nosedive. Didn't go far again. And it went up some more. So it's like, well, this is exciting. All right, now we looked at the longer term chart here. Well, actually in the next slide. So the 5-minute chart, you can see it's at resistance level. We can see on the 30-minute chart here, it's got a ways to go before it reaches the next resistance level. And I switched to the 15-minute chart, and we are at a resistance level there as well. So I went ahead and drew in a couple lines. The resistance levels, this dotted line and this solid red line here. Those are different time frames, different levels that would be decent stopping points or places where it would hesitate going up. One of them is actually right at a peak here, which is pretty critical. Just kind of waiting to see what it's going to do when it gets up to that point. And I decided if the MACD started looking good, I'd get in another trade because I really thought that was probably where it was going to go. So I did. I got in a long, got no protection either way. I did get in a little bit too soon. It still looks like it's got some more room to drop, but this is, it's painful, but it's not huge and it's pretty bullish. So I'm not too worried at this point. It didn't want to drop down too far. I didn't even touch that gold line yet. As you can see, it kind of brought it up to it without really dropping the price. I like to see that. That's very good. So then when it went above it, I went ahead and got out right at this level because I thought it could very possibly peak out and drop down a little bit, even just a little. It might recover. I still think it's going to get up to that point. I'm trying to be very cautious here. So I went ahead and placed an exit order and I got out. Now I'm at 775. I've made 8 trades. It's 9:18 and I'm really happy with my trading today. I think I was cautious. I did good trades and all I really want to do right now is just kind of make a prediction for what it's going to go to and what's going to happen. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that it has made this decisive bounce. If that bounce continues and it needs to get through these resistance levels right here, this red line, if it does that, which I fully expect it to, just kind of looking at the overall pattern, I bet you anything it's going to go up to this green line up here, which is right around 47.90. And at that point, I mean, it could go either way, but I'm pretty sure that that is the price action that's going to happen this coming week. So we'll see what happens. All right, here is my summary of today. And thank you for joining me.